Welcome back to the channel. This is Matt Garland, NMLS number 58700, but better known as MG the Mortgage Guy. We are live. We are blessed. Thank God for another day. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, hit that bell for notifications, and go to mgbookstore.com to pick up the latest and greatest books, House Hackonomics, and the Real Estate Investors Manifesto, only available at mgbookstore.com. Jordana is back again with another question from our audience.
I am back. And as you were just doing your intro, Matt, literally, MG Bookstore text me. Join me tonight. Literally. I'm like, yo, how is he doing at the same time?
Let's go.
Damn it. Leave me alone.
MG Bookstore will be relentless in texting all of you.
I love it, though. I mean, I do joke on the books, but the books have changed my life for sure.
The books are great.
So, before I met you, I always would be like, okay, what are Matt's thoughts, or what would he do if I had like a sit down conversation with you? And one of the questions came from Rakisha Brown.
Shout out to Rakisha.
And she basically said, and I would love your honest opinion on this.
Okay.
Play. What would you do if you had $50,000 to invest in real estate? What's your play? FHA excluded. Like, how would you maximize that? Like, give me the blueprint.
Give you the blueprint.
The real blueprint.
Okay. If I have $50,000 to invest.
Get started. And no FHA.
Okay, so you can't house hack your life away. Mm-mm. So if you live in a high cost area, New York, DC, Cali, $50K ain't gonna do much for you. Mm-hmm. So you have to take that $50K and take it to a smaller state.
Okay.
Right? Ohio, who you got? Detroit. You have Milwaukee. You have Alabama. You have all these like states, right? The Midwest, Deep South.
Okay.
Where you can probably find a property under $100K.
All right, so MG goes country. Okay, I get it.
So I would look at, so first of all, let's break this down. If I got $50,000, let's do some math together, folks. Okay? If you got $50,000, the first thing is I got to say to myself, where can I go and I can make at least a 12% return on my money annually after all of the expenses of managing the property, right? So
he's pulling out the calculator.
So
I'm gonna have to cut in on this one. So because I'm curious myself, why 12%?
Oh, this is you keeping this in the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to.
We hear the Took's voice, but we don't see him.
No. Yeah.
All right. So you want to make when again, this is real estate investing, right? Your cash on cash return is basically after all of your expenses, how much money are you making on an annual basis? What's your profit basically? So for me, when I look to buy property, I look typically 12% at a very minimum. Now, in this market where we have higher interest rates, I would even go down to 10% cash on cash return if when I did my pro formas and I'm projecting out a potential refi in a couple years with lower interest rates, if that would brought me above that 12, 13% with a refinance. And that's with me not increasing no rents or anything like that, just keeping it at the same rents. If I can refi, because that's subjected to change, right? Mm-hmm. So if the rents can go higher, great. I know my cash on cash is going to return. But if I can drop, let's just say I get an 8% interest rate today, I could drop it to 6% in 2 years, 3 years because of the market, right? And that can bring my cash to cash return up to 3, 4, 5%, then I like that deal. So, but 12% is kind of like the standard minimum.
Okay.
You know, and some folks will tell you they need to make 15, 20% at a very minimum. So I'm just saying 12% because I think that's a realistic number to look at. So basically on $50,000, a 12% return is $6,000 annually that you will make on your money, or $500 a month. Right? Okay. Now, $500 a month on $50K doesn't seem like a lot of money, but if you compare it to just sitting in your savings account, what is it really going to do for you? Right? And this is money that comes in every single year for the rest of your life, too, as long as you own the property. And this is with having mortgage debt. also on a property. So as your mortgage decreases, your payment gets cheaper, and that brings you more cash flow.
Right.
So what would I do with that money is, if I'm going to look for a $6,000 annual net return on my investment, then I definitely can't take this money to the Northeast or the high cost areas, I should say, because I don't have enough money to play in those markets. So the only way I can probably make this return is if I go to like a Cleveland, if I go to a Detroit, if I go to a Milwaukee, if I'm looking at that price point between $50,000 and $100,000, that would probably be able to get me, let's just say right now in Cleveland, Ohio, a turnkey property, and the turnkey property is already renovated. It has tenants in there. It's rental income from day one. If you are afraid of rehabs when investing out of state, then if you get a turnkey property, that will probably net you. It'll probably cost you around $60,000 to $70,000 for a 2-family or a duplex in today's market, right? Now, if you're doing, let's just say,
I'm bringing my calculator out too.
let's just say you buy the house. Let's just call it $70,000, right? You get a duplex for $70,000, and you got to put 25% down payment. That's $17,500. Plus, let's just say your closing costs are another $5,000.
What type of loan though?
You wouldn't be able to do an FHA loan. You'll have to do
That's FHA excluded, remember?
Excluded. Yeah.
Right.
So at 25% down, we're talking investing only.
Okay.
Right. So no 3.5% down. So
Right.
you're doing 25% down. You're getting a loan in your LLC, or you're going conventional, because if you can't find an asset-based lender that will lend under $100K, then you can only go Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, because they don't have a restriction on minimum loan amounts. But now it's a full documentation loan. It's in your personal name. It won't be in your LLC. So if you're doing, again, the question was, if I had to do it with $50K, what would I do? A $75,000 house, if you got to put out 22.5, basically 25% plus 5 in closing costs, that's 22.5. That would get you, and let's just say if each unit is bringing you in $600 per month, right? That's $1,200. Your mortgage and your expenses is probably going to be $600. Then boom, one property is bringing you $500. Even if that one property is bringing you $400, you're still ahead of your curb with your 12%. Now, if you double that up, you get another duplex. Now you got 4 doors, 2 duplexes, and you spent $45,000, and you still got $5,000 left over, and you're probably making anywhere from $600 to $800 a month net profit after all expenses. So that's what I would do with $50K.
It's like watching a mad scientist, y'all. I'm just like,
Wait. But is it really that easy though? Like, it's because
I didn't say nothing about easy. I'm just explaining numbers.
It sounds juicy
because I'm great at what I do.
But, yeah. But how? I mean, is it really like turnkey property? Are you really gonna like? Is this like, okay, you get the house, you don't have to? What do you like? What other expenses are going into that?
One thing I think you kind of, fumbled with is like,
Fumbled?
yes, Matt didn't mention this. Like, a couple of things he didn't mention in the blueprint with my life.
Oh my God!
Is
Here
the
we
fact
go.
that like, yeah, you net $600, right?
Uh-huh.
But what happens when that tenant breaks something in the house?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get to that point.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So when I said after, that's what you're gonna make after your expenses, right? And we talking fast here.
Right.
This is a
Right.
10-minute video,
Right.
so I can't tell you guys everything in 10 minutes.
Right.
Join one of my programs. But
Matt's getting spicy, y'all.
no, but what I'm saying is that if your mortgage, your property taxes, homeowners insurance, management fees, you saving for cap X expenditures like you just named, if that all comes up to $600 a month, right? Because a mortgage you got to think about a mortgage on $60,000 is probably $300 a month, right? Your property taxes in these states are going to be $1,000 a year, $1,500 a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not expensive. Your property management fees, if they only collecting $1,200 a month, you're only paying them $120 to manage the property on a monthly basis, right? So your cap X expenses, you're probably only saving $150 to $200 a month. But again, this is a turnkey property, so you're going into this with the thought process of not really needing to do any repairs, because if it's a turnkey property, in most cases, it's already been rehabbed and it has tenants. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
You're saving still within that debt service because when you break everything down as from investor, you always got to take your savings and your repairs before you get into your own profit. So I'm giving y'all just rough numbers. If 50% went to expenses, then 50% will go to your pocket. If 60% went to expenses, then 40% will go into your pocket.
Right.
But when you add it all up, even if it's $300 per property, and you were able to get 2 properties after you save for expenses and rainy days and everything else like that, you're still making $600 a month, which is
just extra,
which is $7,200 now. So you're actually going to be in that 13-14% cash on cash return on your $50K.
Not bad.
So that's what I would do if I wanted to just get in the game and get on a scoreboard and I got 50,000. I'm looking at properties under 100K. Or I'm gonna probably go to like a middle market where maybe you can get something for 175, and it maybe still be a 2-family or a 3-family, but it might still make you $600-$700 on one property. But now you're in a better area, better school districts. It's one property. Now you're not dealing with multiple different tenants because too many people put emphasis on doors versus profit. So sometimes the more properties you own don't mean the more profit that you're making. So I want to be clear on that too. So it's really no rhyme or reason the way you can do this with 50K. It just depends on what your needs are. Some people don't want to deal with multiple homes, right? They maybe just want to buy one investment property. Cool. If I can buy one investment property and I can make the same I was going to make on 2, then why I want the headaches of 2? Because now that's 4 kitchens, probably
4 bathrooms,
4 bathrooms, 8 bathrooms. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If each house 2-family has a bathroom, that's 4 bathrooms. That's 4 kitchens. That's 4 sets of problems that can happen, right? And if you only have 50,000, you might be limited too. So you want to think about that part of it as well too. So if I have 50K, step 1, know my markets that I'm investing in, know what's really going on, knowing how I can really stretch my dollars. Number 2, make sure I got a great team. Property managers, contractors, handymans, attorneys, lenders, et cetera, et cetera. And number 3, I would execute like at whatever level I'm at. I'm not going to sit here and wait, think about it, hesitate, because that money's sitting inside of your checking or savings account,
Not
wherever
doing
it's at.
anything.
It's not doing anything. It's not making no money. So I'd rather put it into a property versus me saying, hey, I got 50 bands over here. I'd rather that money make it babies.
Okay.
So that's what I would do
I
with
love
50K.
your hot take.
That's my hot take.
I want to do more of these kind of
and I
questions.
freestyled that.
I think these kind of questions, like what would MG do? Because that's what I used to search. I used to literally just be like, okay,
What would MG do? Was your search?
MG thoughts or thoughts on this, or because people
actually search like that.
I mean,
I never searched like
what
that.
I would say is this: if and we don't want to sound repetitive with all the questions, but I think when I was deep diving about real estate, I would watch the same type of videos over and over and over, and it could be the same. It could be the same content, but we like it and we appreciate the questions, right, Tukes?
Well, if you like
I
it, you
agree.
love it. Tukes made an appearance. Like, what's one of those shows where you just hear the voice and you don't see the person?
It's like, what?
I feel like that's most podcasts, like have, where it's like we
Yeah,
speak
that's
behind
like
the
some
scenes.
Vlad TV type shit. You just hear
Joe
a voice.
Rogan too has it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
hear voices in the back.
There you have it.
There we have it, guys.
All right. What's your comments? What's your thoughts? What would you do if you only had $50,000 to invest? Sound off in the comments. Matt Garland here. NMLS number 58700, but better known as MG the Mortgage Guy. Peace.